Hi, pretty cuties. What's up? My name is Jeanette, also known as Misfit Vegan. Today, we're going live with herbalist, artist, and entrepreneur Paul's Law. And I'm excited to get to know Paul because I don't know too much about him, but I follow him. He is amazing. He's a true comedian. I think he's vegan. I know he's vegan, or else I wouldn't be interviewing him. I think he's raw. And I'm excited to get to know this guy. So he seems like a New Yorker, and I'm excited. And thank you for joining me. I'm going to bring Paul in. Paul's Law. Who is excited? Okay, hold on one second. Paul's Law. Yes. Okay. Here we go, baby. Give me 1 second. Let me know where you are joining me from. And Paul's Law. Okay, I invited him the best way I could. Let's see if it will work. What's up, boo? Okay, guess what I found at the Goodwill? This is fucking epic. It's a bag, and it says my monkey's in it. And I have a question for you. If I gave you $10,000 to be healthy today for the next 24 hours, if I gave you $10,000, this is fake money, so don't even think I got it like that. But if I gave you $10,000 to be raw for 24 hours, could you do it? Sarah, I know you could do it. Who could do it for 24 hours? Let me know. $10,000 to eat real food for 24 hours. Could you do it? Let me know below. This is fake money, so don't even DM me, because I see you guys trying to DM me asking for donations. But I'm asking you a real question. Hey, Paul, what's up? Okay, Paul is here, so let me invite him in again. Let's see if this will work. I want to know, could you eat raw for 24 hours for $10,000? Let me know. Fake-ass motherfuckers. I know you could. I know you could. Okay, hold on. Let me try to invite him again, because now he's here. Yes. Paul's Law. Let me know below what's the answer to this question. Could you do it, boo? Because I know you could. I know you could. So why don't you care about yourself as much as you care about money? That's the question. You got to answer it. I don't know. I don't know why you don't care about your body as much as you care about a paper. Oh, hi.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Paul.
I'm over here setting up my phone. How you feeling? How you feeling? I want
What's
to, I
up?
want I want to go roll to win the money.
My fake money?
Yeah, I want the money. You know, fake
Listen,
fake
this
money fake money turn into real money.
people will
Hold
do
on.
anything for
Let
pieces
me
of
wipe my
paper.
screen for a second. I see I'm a little blurry.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get to know you. I'm so excited because I follow you and you are a true comedian. You are just spreading the message in only the way that you can do it. And
Hmm.
Paul, okay, now question. First question is, are you a New Yorker?
I would say so due to the fact that I was raised 12 minutes train ride from Manhattan, but I'm a Jersey boy.
Sure. I knew you were. I knew you were. So I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay,
I
I'm
knew
very
it.
familiar because my dad stays in Brooklyn and my sisters and stuff. Let's just say I invest a lot of time in Brooklyn.
I
Like,
knew you were from the East Coast because you got a quick sense of humor. You're hilarious. You're sharp and you're quick. And you
mm-mm.
know that's an East Coast thing. So thank you so much. Okay, so you're New Jersey. Um, are you? Do you consider yourself a vegan?
Oh man, I'm one of those people. I don't like the titles at all.
Tell
You
me why.
know, because I wasn't one of those people that chose this lifestyle that I am currently living. I wasn't sick trying to heal something. I wasn't fat trying to lose weight. Like the unhealthy guy that I was, I loved him. Like, if it was up to me, I would have still been him right now. But about 12 years ago, I went through what I call a wild spiritual awakening, which totally, flipped my whole life upside down. Now, don't get me wrong, the guy that I morphed into and what I'm doing now, totally prefer him over the guy, that I was. But the fact that I feel like, I didn't consciously choose this lifestyle for me is why I don't attach myself to any labels, and why I also navigate in certain ways of eating. And I tell people, if any title that would have to do with eating, I probably would call myself a spiritual eater, because I go a lot of times of eating only fruits. I've went 5 years of eating raw, and recently I went like what 6 months experiencing with cooked food again, and I've been back eating raw. But I tell people I eat healthy. I don't consume any animal products, because mentally, spiritually, emotionally, like, it doesn't sit well with who I've morphed into and became over the years. Like,
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, now question, what happened 12 years ago? What health issues did you have?
I didn't have any health issues. I was just your average kid that was being raised in on New Jersey and living hood fabulous. And I was your neighborhood weed man that sold a little other substances on the
The
side.
sticky icky
And
ooey? Yeah.
a little sticky, a little here and there, a little this
Oh,
girl
shum
named
shum.
this girl named Molly, like she was very friendly to my pockets at one point, you know. So
Yes, yes, okay.
and I was that guy in the neighborhood. Like, of course, everything I do now, from the humor to the music and the clothing, I was doing all those stuff back then, but it wasn't with the purpose and with the message of the things that I do now. And one day, I remember I was kind of like what how I am now. I was sitting on the couch, laying back, kind of like the movie Get Out, and was my kid's mother was sitting next to me, and I just got up and I went like this, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? And I remember that day she had a remote in her hand. She threw a remote at the TV because she got mad, and the TV broke. And for like a good 2 months, I went through a bunch of stuff that I feel like the average person do not experience. That if you was to tell the average person, they would think you crazy, or a lot of people do experience, but it land them in a crazy house or the street corners, kind of like connecting with people telepathically and experiencing, super strength, or me feeling myself stealing energy from like literally feeling it like zzz, stealing energy from people, and vice versa, people stealing energy from me, and a bunch of other things landed me in jail, a bunch of crazy things that happened from family and friends. I started seeing people for honestly really who they truly are, and started being aware of things spiritually that was occurring in my life and around me, that previously to that day I was clueless. I was just the guy lollygagging, being funny and doing my thing and making music and selling a little drugs and living my life and feeling like I'm thriving in my space. And out of nowhere, my whole life blew up. And kind of like a lot of people nowadays say they connected with their higher self, I felt like I did that without knowing how to do it. And that was me telling myself to stop eating meat and stop consuming certain things while all the craziness that was happening was occurring,
Wow.
which I did. That was like pretty much me summing it up without getting into too much details of what literally happened to me. I got up one day and I was sitting on a couch, and my whole life blew up. And the guy that I literally had to, kind of like sit there and watch him die. And I didn't want to watch him die because I like that guy, like,
Were you overweight?
at the time, no. I've experienced being overweight as a early teens, which my first time ever going vegetarian, and I lost a lot of weight from playing sports and going vegetarian, and then got into smoking weed, and I remember experiencing that. But around that time when that happened, no, I was,
So you just had like a spiritual awakening.
yeah,
No videos required, no health issues. It just
no.
hit you.
Yeah, I wasn't inspired by nobody. I didn't come across a video of this guy or that person that inspired me to do this and do that. No, it's just one day I was literally sitting on the couch. I got up and I put my hand on my face just like this, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? And literally for like a whole 2 months, I had a bunch of crazy experiences happen. And me, as a, your average inner city kid, that your mom is at work all day and your dad is not around. So you outside, doing street shit. Like, so I've been arrested multiple times before the spiritual awakening. But when the spiritual awakening happened, I got arrested during the process of not knowing what the fuck is going on with me spiritually. Why am I experiencing all these things? But that time when I got arrested, it wasn't like the previous times. When I got arrested, I got to see jail in the process from a whole different, lens from how I used to see it previously. It was more of a spiritual, an emotional thing than just locking somebody up physically, because in the process of me going through everything that I was going through spiritually, I also experienced certain things, like one of my friends taking me to, one of his friends, which in our neighborhood he's known for whatever 33rd degree Masonic and all this stuff. Like, me not knowing what's happening with me, but people around me spiritually, they're aware of stuff like that. So, they take you to certain people. And I remember he was in a studio upstairs, which is a building that I used to have a studio in, and he came downstairs, and he's somebody that do not smoke. And the first thing that he did when he came downstairs, he lit up a cigarette, lit it up, took a pull, and blew it in my face. And me in my head, I'm like, that's weird. You don't smoke. Why you just, lit up a cigarette and blew it in my face? So that was one thing. As bunch of crazy stuff kept happening, like small little things kept sticking. Like, it's kind of like, okay, you need to remember this. And then I
Mm,
remember also during the process of me feeling so spiritually heightened, like I was up there and I needed to come back down to earth. I remember my brother and my mom, which are more spiritually in tune with certain things, because he's also into, the Masonic thing. I remember they took me to Whole Foods and a few other supermarkets, and it was, for some reason, they was looking for peanut butter and cassava to give me, which at the time I didn't know why. Like, and also to that time when I got arrested and I got in jail, like, I was to the point where, like, I felt like Superman, like super thug, like I could beat up the biggest guy in a jail. And if for some reason energetically people can feel in that space, like a lot of people say nowadays, they didn't want no smoke. So, and I guess, there's a lot of people in there, because, some of the wardens and some of the people that's working in, whether it's police and so on and so forth, they don't take certain initiation, spiritual initiation, whether it's through Masonic temples and so on and so forth. They're aware. And they also face people like me that came, in the space before. So I remember when I was in there, I did not want to eat the jail food. And I'm someone in there previously that's done been in there multiple times. I'm in there chilling, I'm eating jail food, I'm thriving, I'm lollygagging, joking around like I do on the street. But this time around, I don't want to eat no jail food. The only thing they have on the jail food is either an apple or an orange, and that's the only thing I'm eating. And I'm in there for a couple of days, and they tell him like, "Yo, this crazy guy, he don't want to eat." And I remember they kept sending the warden to my door, and for some reason, every time he came to my door, he came with a bag of white bread with a bunch of boiled eggs inside of it, and keep saying, "You have to eat this," and I didn't want to eat it. So I remember when it came to a process of me getting bailed out, and when you get bailed out, majority of the times, you exit with other people because they like to do a run instead of just one person. So I remember there's a process where everybody had to take their fingerprint and put it on this fingerprint reader so they could, scan you out. And everybody went, and they put their finger, "Boop, that's so and so, boop, that's so and they good to go." And when it came to me, I put my fingerprint, it would not read. They kept doing it over and over. They went and got this and that person, it wouldn't read. And finally, I think it was the warden, and he was like, "Go like this." And I went like this right here on my forehead, and I put it on a thing, and it read me. Like, interesting. So it was a bunch of stuff that just kept occurring and going on, that I'm like, while I'm going in this process and not understanding any of the stuff that is going on. And then, a couple months later, after certain people try to give me certain things to calm me down, or when, like they say, your kundalini rising, and I came down. and I decided to take a long distance moving job to go on a road because I felt like, my family, my friends, the relationship that I was in, like, yo, those people wasn't for me, and I saw them in ways that I've never, you know, thought I'd see them, and the person that people that I thought they was, they're really not that. So I wanted to get away from everything. So I called one of my friends, which I wasn't talking to at the time. He like, okay, just come on the road with me. So I decided to take a long distance moving job that took us, all around the country, and I'm not driving and I'm just a helper. So the whole time, like, let's just say we just made a move in California and we got to go to New Mexico, through New Mexico and Texas to get to Mississippi or something. That's like a couple of days. I'm just on a passenger seat, just on my phone or reading and doing research, trying to find out what the hell happened to me. Like, and then that process, of I run into, okay, the correlation of food and spirituality, and how food is the number one rule of spirituality, and how your body is a battery, and so on and so forth. And anything that occurs down here happened up there first. I started putting one and two together of things that happened to me, like, oh shit, you was under spiritual attack. Oh shit, this is why this person blew the smoke in your face, or they try to feed you this, or this is why they couldn't read you, and this was your essence in your third eye, and that liquid secretion you had to wipe and go like this. So that led to me learning about the correlation of food and spirituality, which initially sent me down a whole rabbit hole of correlation of food and health. And I was just doing it, trying to find out what happened. Like,
Yeah.
that's really how I got into this space that I'm in now. Like, just
Who
one
were
day.
yeah, yeah. Who were some of your early mentors like you that you discovered in the early days?
My early mentors, there's a lot of people. Like, I was born in Haiti, so I was raised around, and I was lucky for me, I was raised in Haiti in a neighborhood that I would say is kind of like Montclair, New Jersey, which is kind of like the most diverse town in New Jersey. So I remember staying, like, my neighbors on my left, I think there was, like, there was Caucasian and there was priests, and my neighbors on my right, they was teachers, two brothers and their sisters, and listening to a bunch of American music. And my neighbors right here, they was totally Haitian to the core, 100%. My brother he's 5 years older than me, so he was the kid that was like looking up the Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls while in Haiti. So I had that aspect, and my neighbors over there was listening to Shabba Ranks and Buju Banton. So I had an array of things, that I was soaking in at the moment. So when I got to that part of my life, and it's YouTube University or Barnes and Noble University, that part of me also took part, where I started soaking in, like a lot of people, is obvious, from Dr. Sebi or Layla Africa or Barbara O'Neill or Ralph Smart or Bobby Hermit or the 13th Son. Like, it was a whole list of people that I went, like, snowballing into listening, and the list is very long, but man, you just asking me questions that brought me back to a time I haven't thought about in a while. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Wow, wow. Okay, so you've been through a lot, obviously. So now, can you give advice to somebody who's listening who would love to change their lifestyle? They'd love to get healthy like you. They'd love to be more natural and heal. Maybe they have health issues, but they can't seem to stick to it because they don't have the discipline required. They don't have the consistency. Now, can you please give some advice to them?
some advice to people that want to change the way they eat. I'm going to say, start with the things that are free, and also start with the things that are not going to put you through any wild withdrawal symptoms. Because a lot of people, when they tell people to change the way they eat, they automatically go to the foods, not realizing, like, the people got to the foods in regards to programming that their parents have, which led them to feeding the foods that they have. Like, if you literally start eating, changing the way you eat, a lot of people don't get that, whether it's white flour or processed sugars, those things are more addictive than cocaine. And if you get up one day and you eliminate all those things, the same way meth head or crack addict go to rehab and they experience withdrawal symptoms from being, insomnia or itchiness or sweating profusely or even throwing up, you may experience those same withdrawal symptoms if you just at the snap of finger eliminate all those foods. So number one, I would say to eliminate one of the things that is really harming people, but people don't give it the credit, which is your hygiene products. You can change your lotion and your soap and your deodorant and all those stuff, and it doesn't harm you physically. Like, you can change the stuff that you wash your dishes and your clothes and all those stuff with and not put your body through any withdrawal symptoms. And also, before you start removing things out of your body, which is your body at the beginning of it, is going to feel like you robbing it and removing some things from it, you could start tapping into nature and start powering up your body. So when you get to the point where you start eliminating certain things, at least you have enough fuel that you don't receive from the earth and from the sun and sun, from all the natural elements which are free. And also, I like to tell people to use the Nikola Tesla 369 method and create, a rhythm and a pattern for yourself, because everything that we do, whether you notice it or not, there's a certain rhythm and a pattern to it. The days, the months, the years, the season, everything has a rhythm or a pattern. You dancing or being intimate, so on and so forth, everything has a rhythm. So if you want to eliminate something and you don't want to jump out the window and feel like a fiend or feel like you sick, which we've been programmed to think that when our bodies is detoxing, that we're sick, use the 369 method, whether it's every 3 days or every 6 days or every 9 days. But whatever day you choose, you have to stay consistent with that day, and your body will eventually get used to you removing something every 9 days. And you also know the things that you consume regularly all the time, and you should also know the things that you're highly addicted to. So create a list for yourself from the easiest to the hardest. Like, okay, bam, I eat red meat every day. That might be the hardest thing for me to eat. Well, you put that at the hardest. Well, what is the toxic things that you eat, but you don't eat it often? Well, okay, you put that at the easiest. And now you start from the easiest to the hardest, and now you have the rhythm of every 9 days you remove something. You done started with the easy thing, which you don't do all the time. So the body is like, okay, I'm not tripping. You remove that, and now 9 days go back. What's next on the list? Is it processed sugar? Okay, we can replace the processed sugar with date sugar or syrup or something. Let's remove that. And now every 9 days that go by, you have a rhythm that the body then got used to, and you're removing something. And also, while you are doing that, you can implement, herbs which will help change your palate and help, remove certain cravings that you have, and that will stop you, from relapsing, which is, a normal part of the journey, because when you relapse, it teaches you, you know, what the foods that you were consuming were doing. And when you go back, you see,
Yeah. I think, first of all, thank you, because nobody's ever answered that question like that, ever. I've interviewed thousands of people, and
Mhm.
nobody's ever said, give up the products you're putting on your body first, because that's such a great way to start. That's genius. And then getting into nature. Yeah, another thing that's not going to really cause major drug-like
Yeah.
withdrawal symptoms. Now, you brought up two things that I think are really important, the processed sugar. Because some people are on the, I don't know how much you follow these influencers online. I mean, you're an influencer, but some raw vegan influencer is promoting white sugar as a health food. I don't know if you know about that. They promoting it.
I
Yeah,
don't.
they're a raw vegan, Paul. And I'm no hate to them. We're not going to mention their name, but they're saying white sugar is the same as fruit sugar. So you can put white sugar on your fruit to sweeten it up, and it's totally natural. It's totally fine. Do you think that's natural and fine and okay to eat white processed sugar?
I mean, it's funny that you say that, because I'm the guy that eat raw vegan majority of the time, and I'm the guy that also tell people, like, even eating raw vegan can be unhealthy, because like
Yeah.
if you're not eating the food in its real pure natural state, like if you, let's just say, if you take an apple and you put it in a dehydrator, you literally are removing in some way, shape, or form the life out of it, even though it has the label, raw vegan attached to it. And yes, I get it. That is a way for us to stay on that course of eating healthy, while still pleasing certain programmings and parts of ourselves and taste buds that we want to please. So I'm in no way, shape, or form about to tell somebody that something that is more addictive than cocaine is healthy for you. Like, and it doesn't make any sense. Like I can understand, if you was to put it in your body and then your body uses as fuel every time you put it in there, but at some point your body is going to stop using it as fuel and your body's going to start using it, as
Yeah.
glucose, and it's going to turn into saturation in the body. And whether you notice the effects of it in months or a year down the line, but you bound to notice, the effects of it, especially if you are eating raw vegan, because now your body is cleaner than the average person. So the average person that's eating bread or processed food, they're already consuming stuff that metabolize into the body into sugar. But you that's not consuming like that, and now you go put that processed sugar into your body, you're going to notice the effects instantly, way quicker than somebody else who's eating unhealthy. So that's a hell no for me. Hey.
I agree. And you said something important too, Paul, that not everything raw is healthy. So now
Exactly.
can you, and that is fact. That is a fact, because if God wanted us to dehydrate stuff, he would have given us a dehydrator in our stomach in the Garden of
Mhm.
Eden. The dehydrator is just like an oven. What are we doing? But it's
Mhm.
healthier
No,
than,
it's
McDonald's.
healthier.
It's not McDonald's.
In
Okay.
a way, like I'm
Okay.
not so, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
one of those people, like even though I practice and I preach certain things, I still, present myself in a way to show and allow people like, yo, it's okay to have
Yes.
something dehydrated. As a matter of
Yes.
fact, you've been raw vegan for 5 years. It's okay. You said, you know what, I'm about to have some soup today that's warm and I'm hot and I'm
Yes.
gonna do that. I don't want to ever want to put people in a space where I feel like, you're unable to enjoy this physical reality, or if you was to do something that goes against the title of raw vegan, you should demonize yourself for it, which ultimately will put you in a space where you may not find yourself coming back from, or going back, to where you find yourself thriving in. But yes, you are 100%
There's levels.
correct.
There's levels to
There's
this.
levels to it. Like nature did not make, a dehydrated. And yes, eating like this is healthy because, like they say, nothing grows in anywhere that's 120 degrees or higher. So, if you eat it at 118 and under, at least there's some life left in
Yes.
it instead of totally, cooking all the nutrients
Yes.
out of it. Like,
Okay, so now we got some wild comments. Your followers are wild, but here's the thing.
but I expect them.
Guys,
I'm wild, so I expect them to be
yeah, yeah,
wild.
yeah, yeah. You are what you attract. Right, right, right.
You
So you're
know.
real, you're raw, so you attract
Mhm.
really cool people. Now, if anybody has a question, put a question below. I'll ask Paul. This is your opportunity to ask Paul a question. Now, for the comments that, there's no questions so far, but there's just comments, just random wild comments. Okay, first of all, I'm okay, guys, I love to learn. So somebody said, like, I'm in love with you. Guys, I'm learning. I'm learning. Like, I love to learn. So that's why I'm very interested. And I'm like,
Me
I'm
too.
doing all these interviews with amazing people like Paul. I love to learn. Now, Paul, I have a question about addiction. So somebody out there has an addiction and they want to get off it. And you gave great advice about, taking baby steps. Now, what happens when they take those baby steps and they still can't break the addiction? Do you recommend people go cold coconut with breaking their addiction, or do you recommend they slowly wean off certain things like meat, dairy, processed sugar? Did you go 100% cold coconut?
I actually did 100% go cold coconut without me
Wow.
consciously thinking about it. Like I told you, I just got smacked
Yeah.
into this. But I also tell people, like, when you are embarking on any type of journey, like let's just say you're listening to me, or you listening, they're listening to you, or anybody else out there. It don't matter who you're receiving the information from or who you are listening to. Don't forget about yourself in the process, because a lot of times put people on a pedestal that they're learning from, and they forget that they have their own true nature and how they operate. Some people are like me. You're an extremist. You'll jump out the window and you learn, on the way down. And if your bone breaks on the floor, you put yourself back together. It's whatever. But some people, they like to jump rope, like, okay, like, I don't know. and or some people like a plan, plan A and plan B and so on and so forth. I tell people like your way works. Like on your process of healing yourself, don't forget yourself because you are healing yourself. Now, how do you operate? And now the way that you naturally operate, how you've been doing everything all your life, you apply, this information and this journey into it. And if you're an extremist, you out here, jumping out of airplanes for the first time, kind of like me, broke my ankle, roller skating for the first time ever in my life earlier this year, then maybe you should just approach this the same way because you thinking about it and trying to do this and that is not working for you. When your natural true nature, you saw this girl walking down the street, you're like, okay, I'm about to talk to her. You didn't even think about it. So why are you thinking about this? So approaching that way. But if you are someone that like to come up with a plan, you want to be romantic, you go get a flower and make the perfect, proposition and the right approach, then maybe you should approach it like this also. Like, what if
Great
you
analogy.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
if you're addicted to something, like majority of people that are addicted to something, the stuff that you are addicted to, it wasn't something that you got up one day and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to go get addicted. I'm about to go smoke this or drink this or eat that." 99% of the time it was your environment was involved. Like me, my first time ever smoking, it was with my brother. Second time it was with my friend. Drinking, I remember where I didn't just get up one day and say, oh yeah, I'm about to try weed. Like, I was around it and I was there. So if you want to remove any type of addiction, you can't be a crackhead walking past the crack house every day. Like environment has to be the number one thing that you change. Like your friends that drink and that smoke, and you want to stop drinking and just stop smoking. I know it may be hard for you to do, but you're gonna have to cut those friends off because 99% of the time when y'all link up, y'all drinking. So if you go there, there's gonna be some type of drinking, some type of smoking, or some type of burger or hot dog eating is gonna happen. So you're gonna have to create and set that boundary and say, yo, I'm doing something for myself right now. Like, a lot of people are gonna be against it, but you have to, change that environment and be okay and comfortable, with not allowing certain people in your space at the moment, which, most people, that's not the first thing that they do, but later on they learn it down the line, like, damn, I'm gonna have to let go of certain people. And
Yeah.
another for me to continue on this journey and better off myself. And I feel like if a lot of people would have knew that ahead of time and applied that ahead of time, the rest of the challenge would have been way smoother because now you don't have, somebody dangling the stuff that you're addicted to in front of your face all day. So environment change is a must.
Separate yourself from the 99%. Yeah,
Yep, separate
absolutely. You want
yourself.
to be the 1%. Like people want the
Exactly.
results of being the top, healthiest, fittest, entrepreneur, abundance, but they don't want to separate themselves. So how you can't do both. We got a lot of good questions now. Okay, a lot of questions about weed. So now, um, question, is it bad or okay to smoke weed? Do you
I
smoke?
mean, I literally have a canvas tatted on one. I forgot which side. On my neck. Marijuana is very medicinal. It's a plant.
Okay.
Like, just like cocaine is a plant, that go through a scientific process for it to become the white substance that it is, And when you take marijuana and you add it directly to fire without nothing in between, without a vase, without a glass or metal or anything, it automatically becomes carcinogenic and cancerous to the body. And it also releases a certain amount of estrogen in the body that the body do not need, which seems artificial to the body. And marijuana is not bad in no way, shape, or form. It's just that we've been programmed to consume it in a way that is bad for the body. Like, and I'm also not saying if you smoke it, all the benefits of the marijuana is gone. It's just that now, yes, you're getting some benefits and you're also getting a bunch of other side effects from it. And if you really look at it, the normal things that we do regularly, your body tells you every day. If you get up every day and you go run a mile before you started smoking marijuana, and now you've been smoking marijuana constantly for a year, and now you find it so hard for you to run that mile, that's your lungs telling you, like, yo, bruh, that marijuana is having an effect on your lungs that it shouldn't have. If before you started smoking marijuana, your lips look pink like this, and now 3 years down the line, like you're starting to look like an army fatigue jacket. That shit, like they say, what goes on externally happens internally first. That's your body showing you what's going on internally via your lips. And if you go outside right now, I'm like right now, I'm in the heat. I go outside, it's cold and windy, and I'm by the water, and I go. I'm like, oh man, something is wrong. But if you take a pull or some smoke and you like, that's some good shit. Really? I mean, like, some things are pretty much obvious. It's just that, a lot of us, when we get used to certain programming, and we enjoy those kind of like what I was saying earlier. Like that guy, I liked it him. I like the smoking, the drinking. I love
Mm-hmm.
that guy. I didn't want to become this guy. Like, even though I love this guy now, but some people are currently in this space where they smoking and they're drinking. And when you tell them something, even though it make a whole 100% sense, and even though what they doing, is detrimental to their body, but the dopamine release that they get out of
Mm-hmm.
it and the enjoyment, they're gonna combat it and come up with any analogy to combat it. Like you can come up with an analogy to make a crackhead being the thing to do, but you can juice
Oh
it,
yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
can eat it, we can make tea out of it. It's a bunch of ways to consume it without all the negative side effects of smoking it. So it's
Yeah.
not bad. We're just using it wrong.
Yes. Now, you had a good point about the analogies and the misconceptions that society comes up with to make you think certain things that don't make no sense.
Mhm.
Protein. So we got some questions about protein. Now, question, when is the last time that you consumed a dead animal's body part, Paul?
Oh, it's funny. The last time I consumed a dead animal's body part, this Thanksgiving that just passed, made it a decade. And it
Oh my
was
God, I thought you were gonna say this Thanksgiving. I was like,
you was
Paul, we
like,
have to
damn,
end the
this
live
Thanksgiving.
right now. We're
Yeah,
ending the live.
I ate a piece of turkey a couple weeks ago. The whole live would have been like, what? Nah, I always tell. Well, when I was
A
going live
decade.
consistently,
Wow.
I tell the story. And the crazy thing is, I was doing good. Like I told you, right? 12 years ago, the spiritual awakening happened. So I went like a good year or two of doing good. And I also went through the process, of my family and in a relationship that I was in at the time, watching me, morph into a totally, different person. And I felt like, you feel me, because there's a lot of things that we feel that is not accurate. You feel me? I felt like, the new person that I was morphing into wasn't being supported, and so on and so forth. So I went a good almost 2 years clean. And around the time when I told you I was on the road doing long distance moving, I remember it's either we came home right on Thanksgiving or before the day Thanksgiving. And I remember we were staying at my in-laws' house for Thanksgiving, and I walked in the back, and then I went through the hallway. There's a living room table right there. The whole table was filled with Thanksgiving food, from turkey and rice and chicken and salad and macaroni and cheese and so on and so forth. And for some reason, the whole house is empty. I'm like, damn, why is this a Thanksgiving table full of food and there's nobody here? I mean, like, nobody. I'm like, I've been on my vegan thing. I'm chilling. I ain't worried about it. I went in the kitchen. I opened the fridge to see if I see an apple or a pear or something. I didn't see nothing. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, I'm about to go my business. I closed the fridge door, and before I get out the kitchen, the table is right there in front of the kitchen. So as I'm passing by the kitchen, for some reason I just heard something. I was like, huh? I heard somebody say Europe, and I'm like, nah, bro, you can't be serious. There's nobody in here who's calling me. And it was the turkey. The turkey started. The turkey started speaking to me. The turkey was like, "What's up, bro?" I was like, "What's going on?" The turkey, like, I heard you've been on your vegan thing. You've been doing your thing. You've been acting like you better than everybody. And I'm like, nah, Turk. It's not even like that.
Turk.
It's not. It's not you. It's me. I mean, I'm doing it for me. I'm trying to do better for myself. I'm getting healthy mentally and physically. The turkey, like, nah, bruh, you acting like you better than everybody else. You acting like just 2 years ago wasn't having a turkey pastrami with cheese and all that. I'm like, nah, man, it's not even like that. I'm like, you know what? I see what's happening here. That negative energy, you trying to push it on me. Let me get up out of here. And as I make a left, I'm about to get away from the turkey. I felt like I was possessed, like something came over me, and I don't know, boom, my arm went like this. And I pulled my arm back, and it was a whole turkey leg in my hand. And then it swiped across my lips. I tasted the juice. It was juicy and everything. I couldn't turn it down. So I ate it. And next thing you know, it's a whole Thanksgiving turkey on the table, missing an arm, a leg, a breast, and a thigh. And I'm like, oh shit. The family ain't even come over yet. And the turkey, looks like it got jumped by somebody. The next thing you know, like an hour later, everybody came in the house and they like, what happened to the turkey? I'm like, I don't know. I'm vegan.
Not me. I'm vegan. No,
I'm
you did
vegan. I
not.
don't eat no turkey. Why you asking me? And they're like, why your lips look like you got hella lip gloss on it? Like, I'm like, I don't know, bro. I'm vegan. I moisturize, shea butter. I take care of myself, but I'm not gonna hold you. That was 10 years ago. Like this Thanksgiving made it 10 years. I celebrated. I went out with a bang. Like, I wouldn't change a thing. But I paid for it the next day though, threw up, broke out, and so on and so forth. But that was the last time.
Good, good,
So,
good.
so
That's what we get.
every time
Now,
Thanksgiving come around,
okay,
it's,
people are laughing at your lip gloss. Now listen, Martha, don't laugh at that. You're vegan, Martha. You're not supposed to laugh at that. Now, hold on. Wait,
Martha
Paul.
been through it.
Martha been through it. Oh yeah,
Martha
that's
been
one of
through
my
it.
yeah, that's one of my fruity cuties. Oh, she been through it. Now listen, that
Mhm.
was the devil. That turkey was the
Nah,
devil
that
right
was
there.
Satan.
That was Satan in turkey form.
That has been
But
10 years since I've been rebuking Satan.
okay, so you put it in the comments below if you've been through that. But 10 years now, Paul got. So you can't really make that excuse forever, guys. Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I understand because in the beginning of my raw food journey, I would accidentally, it was literally an accident. I would just come home and I would just put a fry in my mouth because my sister had McDonald's and I would be chewing it and be like, this is so, and then I would be like, oh my God,
It's the
I don't eat this
reflex, like,
anymore.
yeah. Hmm.
Reflex. Yeah, no, totally. I totally get that. Okay. Wow. I lost my train of thought because of the lip gloss. Hold on now. Oh, yeah. Okay. So basically now, what does a day in the life look like for you? Like basically a perfect day for you. You're not, you're eating exactly the way that you love to eat and you want to eat. What does a day look like for you? Your meals.
Oh man, I am currently right now in the process of getting back to a perfect pause law day because it's been a month and a half since I've been back in the gym. I felt like when I broke my
Mm.
ankle on New Year's Eve, I totally, fell off grace, even though I didn't let the devil get me and brought me back, to lip gloss, but but a perfect day for pause law is pause law get up. And before I get off the bed, it's either I just lay there, whether it's for 15, 20 minutes or silence, or I get in the Indian stand, or I get off the bed and because I got a mini little altar by my bed and light some candles and incense and pray and meditate. Or I just lay there and I don't touch my phone or anything. And then after that, I make up my bed because that's a ritual that I've been, doing that is I feel like it's extremely healthy for me in a lot of ways that I never thought it would be until I actually started making it a thing. And then I head to the gym and let my trainer kill me for about an hour. And then after that, I wait till about 11 to break fast, let's just say with a berry smoothie. And then let's just say around 2, 3 o'clock, I have my main meal, which is probably like a big salad. And then for about 30 minutes to an hour in between my day. I do some reading. And then, I probably have like some snacks, some, dense protein, some hemp
What's your
seeds.
dense protein? What's your favorite
I,
snacks?
I
What's
mean,
one
a
of
lot
them?
of people don't know hemp seeds is the number one source of protein that you can get. It's not animal products or some sprouted pumpkin seeds around that area. But I do certain things that I feel like I'm addicted to, and I try to stay away from them. But every chance I get like cashews and pistachios. That I feel like
Oh,
they're very addictive to me.
oh
Like
yeah.
that with some dates, like I'm just good for the day. I just
Oh
I
yeah.
feel satisfied, and also making sure I'm hydrated. With some yes H2O because there's a lot of people out there promoting not drinking H2O. Yes, it doesn't hydrate the body, but it helps the body. Let your blood flow throughout your body, and also carries minerals throughout the body and flushes the body, and of course your
Yes.
H3O2 for hydration. And of course, about a good hour of connecting with somebody you love and exchanging, some healthy energy, kind of like what we're doing right now, like is very much needed. And some time for Paul to be Paul, whether it's me in the corner of my room recording something or designing a hat, doing something creative, because I always say art keeps us young and it also keeps us, connected to source. While not being so serious in meditation, there's multiple ways to go about it. So that would be, like my way of quickly thinking about it. That's a perfect pause, Lord, day where all aspects of myself, get to be satisfied. And of course, if I'm in a intimate relationship with somebody, we cap off the night.
Yes, yes. We seen your content.
And,
You yeah.
and forget about
Can't
that.
forget about that. Now, okay. No, because you're amazing. You're amazing. You make me laugh so much. It's like I love people that are just like real, and you're hilarious, man. You're a true comedian. I don't know if you like ever like thought about being a
Now,
comedian, but you
people
are a
tell me about it
comedian.
all the time, but it's funny. I tried it once, but it's my true nature, and I didn't try it because I planned it. I tried it because it was spontaneously done. I would say it was about like before all the spiritual awakening stuff. I had a show that I was doing, and I had to do sound check, and the sound check was being done right after an audition for a comedy show. So the last guy that went, I had to go do sound check right after him, and then everybody that was there for the comedy was still there. And I went up there, and I literally went up there for like 10, 15 minutes just being myself, and my friend just out there like, oh my God, I can't believe you just did that. Like, but and also before this, like I used to do comedy skits, like with that was viral. I have a bunch of stuff that I used to do that led to me being so comfortable being myself and expressing myself the way that I am in a healthy way now. Like,
Do you have a YouTube channel, Paul?
yes, I do have a YouTube channel which I don't take advantage of too much. It's Pause Law everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, so on and
Okay,
so
I'm gonna
forth.
put the links below on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, now your hat you're wearing, what does it say on your hat?
My hat says abundant department.
Yeah, because Instagram flips it, so I couldn't read it. Abundant Department. Okay, is that's your hat?
Yes, I may come. I've been like the black one. I've been selling it like when I do shows and pop-ups and stuff like that. But it literally came from a song that I just released on an album that I just released. The song is called, it was supposed to be called Abundant, but end up because I'm a super creative in the process of recording the song. I reached out to someone for a feature, and as I'm waiting for the feature and I'm listening to the song, and I'm like, I liked it the song so much. I'm like, yo, this song, need some merch. And it was inspired by the brand called Gallery Department. I don't know if that's even what it's called. I know that it's called Gallery DPT. I don't know if it's department. I was like, okay, I'm gonna call it Abundant Department because you rolled off the tongue. It made sense, for merch. So I decided to change the name of the song to Abundant Department, and it ended up being created into this, which ended up to me buying a domain name and turning it into a full brand, which this guy that just commented, on in the comment section right now, Joey the God, is we coming together and we should be releasing the site like next week for it to be available for purchase.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, now, we got some questions. Paul, people want to know two questions about Crohn's disease. So, how would you go about, what's your recommendations to people that have Crohn's disease? What would you say to them?
It's funny that Crohn's disease is the first question that someone asks about a
Yeah.
disease because the foods that I've been posting lately of me eating are literally how I've been telling people to eat if they have Crohn's disease. If you have Crohn's disease, number one, you got to remove of course, all the impurities out of your gut and do a parasite cleanse. But also at the same time, while doing a parasite cleanse and taking the herbs, you don't want to rob, the second main microbiome in your body, which is your gut microbiome of the good bacteria that the body needs. So you got to make sure that your body get the good prebiotics, like fresh raw garlic is the best source, and also your probiotics, from your fermented and pickled foods. But I tell people, don't get the regular fermented and pickles in your market that is made with the sugars, processed sugars and the vinegars. Go with the fermented food that is made without the sugars and the vinegars, like a brand like Wild Brine or olive my pickle, and that'll be great ways, to feed your gut microbiome, or soak chia seeds for like 12 hours and drink them, in liquid form when they become soft enough to break down in the gut. Because if you consume chia seeds as is and you take a poop, you will notice they come out in the same shape, that they went inside of your body. So I would say do that. Fermented pickled foods, stuff like almonds and garlic for prebiotic, and do the parasite powder that I have on my website, the gut healing tea, and the chronic tea. Like those three things will take care of diverticulitis, Crohn's, H. pylori, IBS, any gut issues that you may be having. It's all about, removing
Mm,
the filth and the impurities, feeding the gut lining to seal it back up, the cells that do the job, and feed the gut microbiome, and you'll be all right and invest a season in your life. You'll be.
yes. Love
Mm,
it. Okay,
yeah.
now how do you navigate, Paul? Guys, we only have a few more minutes, so if you have questions for Paul, let us know. Okay, we have a question. Is there any help for someone that has stage 5 kidney disease and currently on dialysis? What are you eating? That's number one. What are you eating? Is there
Mhm.
any help? I don't know. Can you help yourself? But okay, Paul's going to answer.
Yes, there is help. I've literally gotten a handful of people off dialysis in the past 2 years
Wow.
alone. So the stuff that they tell you have to do all your life is unable to be done. That is not true. Like the same way that they tell you if you cut off a piece of your liver, it can grow back, and now your thyroid is proven to do the same thing, that it can rejuvenate itself. I tell people the whole body can do the same thing if you put it in the right environment, and your body shows you that it does that all the time. Your body got multiple pathways to eliminate, from your nose to your mouth to your private area to your largest organ in your skin, and so on and so forth. All you have to do is get out of your body's way and allow it to do what it's naturally made to do, which is rejuvenate itself. And the best way to do that is via fasting. When you don't give the body anything, the body is going to look for stuff to do. And the first thing that it's
Hmm.
going to find to do is to eliminate the stuff that don't belong in there and rejuvenate itself. And if you are on dialysis, I would tell people try not to eat any salt at all. And it doesn't matter if it's sea salt. Like,
Mm.
because it's gonna hydrate the body more than the body needs to, even without you drinking any water or anything. So your best bet, number one, is to eat raw vegan, and also can't forget to eliminate all the chemical filled hygiene products that you are using, because your kidneys is what filter your blood, your pee, all the liquid out of your body. And if you put something on your skin and it goes into your bloodstream, a lot of the one of the main reasons why a lot of people end up on dialysis is because now your kidney is filtering stuff it's not made to filter. It's not made to filter those chemicals. It's made to filter your blood and your pee and the natural liquids that goes into your body. And now your kidney is filtering something that you can't even pronounce. And now with all the wear and tear and the acid that it put on your kidneys, and over time, it start working. And now if you eliminate all the hygiene products, if you eliminate all the, bad foods, if you eat raw vegan, if you intermittent fast, because you have to go back to your body's natural rhythm and eat with nature's circadian rhythm, which is what a lot of people call intermittent fasting nowadays. And whatever window you choose to eat out of, you have to maintain that window. It got to be like a window of 8 hours or less. Like, let's just say from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Like, you have to keep that consistent window where your body go through the natural 8 hours of consumption, 8 hours of assimilation, and 8 hours of elimination.
Yes.
And now, while your body is operating in its natural phase, you giving it, the herbs, to detoxify the kidney and rejuvenate it, like the kidneys tea that I have on the website, and this tea called Cold, you know, to power it back up. And over time, I tell people this is not something that is done overnight. You have to be willing to invest a couple seasons, not a couple seasons, or I did it for a day, then I stopped, and I did it for 2 weeks, but consistently keeping your body in the routine of saying to your cell, every cell in your body, like, yo, I'm staying in healing mode, another for you to see any result, because the people that have done it, they literally done did it for up to 6 months, and I had a couple people that went over the 6 months. Like the last person that I helped, his name is Quentin. It took him 7 months consistently of eating raw, intermittent fasting, and taking the herbs, and still being active and working out to actually get off dialysis. Like,
Yeah, I mean, listen, you just said it. It takes time. Natural healing
yeah.
takes time, but they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. But okay, what is the name of your website, please?
The website is called United Spirits Pharmacy, like United like the airline, Spirits like the airline, and Pharmacy
Oh,
with an F, not a PH. So UNITEDSPIRITSFARMACY.com.
okay. I want to check it
The
out
link is also
because,
in my bio. Like it's a link tree with everything I do on there.
oh, nice. Okay, I'm gonna put the link below on YouTube. I want to check it
Mhm.
out because I'm just now getting into herbs. I've been raw for 15 years. I'm just now getting into herbs.
Man, you've been raw for 15 years?
Yes,
Damn.
I'm 41. I'm about to be 41. Okay, now listen to this, Paul.
She
I
flexing. That was a flex, by the way. I hope y'all noticed. I'm
no.
41. Man.
No, because I had to put that in there because nobody asked.
That
How old are
was a
you?
flex. Like, she like,
Paul,
you see the way I look? I'm 41, man.
how old are you, Paul?
I'm 39. I'm gonna be 40 February 4th.
Okay, you look good. You look young too, so I wasn't sure.
What thank you.
You look young. Now, just today, I tried for the first time. I don't know if you have this on your website. Sarasi bush?
Cersei, yes,
Sarasi.
that's the tree where the bitter melon come from, which is what I tell people to take: bitter melon, okra, and chayote. If you
Do you
type one
recommend this?
diabetes, yes, that's one of the things that will help the body naturally produce insulin, which they tell the people that's type 1 it won't ever happen again. Like,
Wow. I just tried
yeah.
it because I heard somebody, Maccabee, I think his name is, he had a song about it.
or,
You
or
know
the
that guy?
Jamaican, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I was like, all right, let me try it. Ooh, this is strong. This is strong.
Mhm.
But okay, what is the number one herb that you love or that you use or the tea that you like to drink? Do you drink any herbal tea?
Oh man, I actually been taking powders and capsules as of late, but if I've had to pick one herb, like if I couldn't use any other herb and I only had access to one herb
Yeah.
for the rest of my life, I probably pick blue vervain because it's one of the heal alls. Like it's one of the herbs that is great for so many things, and you can't go wrong. Or I probably pick the herb that you just have, which is cerasee, because in my country, in Haiti, no matter what's wrong with you, we call it asoci. Give them that, like
Wow.
yeah,
What was the first one with a V or a B?
blue
Blue
vervain.
vervain.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm gonna screenshot that. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah wrote
yeah,
it for me.
like
I'm gonna
so.
order it.
Blue
Okay.
vervain, cerasee, and it's this herb called in America they call it the hill all, and also prunella vulgaris. It's especially for you guys. It's great for women from breast cancer and womb issues and hormonal or balance issues. But they call it the hill all because it's good for everything. Like you can make an herbal mixture and put it in anything. Like,
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, thank you so much.
mhm.
Okay, last question. Does anybody have one last question? Okay, people are recommending their favorite herbs. Well, I didn't ask you, I asked Paul, but okay, whatever. No, because they gonna put it in there. But burdock root. Do you like burdock? They're talking about
Yeah,
burdock.
burdock is great for a lot of things.
I don't
Yeah.
know anything about herbs, guys. I'm just because I just interviewed recently Scott Bernhard,
Hmm.
and he was like talking about the herbs, and I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to get on it because I've read all these books. You know, everybody's recommending herbs all over the years, but I never really. I was trying to master the diet, so I was like, all right, I'll get to the herbs when I can. But now I'm like, I mastered the diet. Now I want to get to like the medicine of the earth, you know, because it's very powerful stuff. I just don't know anything
That's
about it.
exactly what it is, like the medicine of the earth. Like
Okay, here we go. What's the best thing, Paul, that you can do for your health? Oh, interesting. What is the best thing that you can do for your health? That's a good question.
the best thing you could do for your health is love yourself.
Mm,
Love is the number one medicine. Like you can Google it, you could check with a scientist, you can do whatever you want. Like Love is the main ingredient that you should put in everything that you do, whether it's your art form, whether it's your food, so on and so forth. The best thing that you can do, the best medicine is love, because if you love yourself, all the other stuff that we're talking about, you'll freely go into, those spaces of learning about them and applying them, because you want to see yourself be the best version of yourself. So the number one and the best medicine is scientifically proven. You can heal yourself from damn near anything if you're operating out of the frequency of love. And
And
fear, shame, guilt, and all the stuff do not resonate with love.
and love always wins.
It's the
Yes.
law.
Okay. Yeah. It's the law. So wait, one more question. Don't kill me because you're vegan, so you won't kill me. Now
Oh no,
listen.
I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Thank you. Sarah, I have to ask because
She
Sarah's one
said,
of
"Girl,
my,
that just hit me." She said, "You're vegan. You won't kill me."
yes. So Sarah, she's one of my fruity cuties. She asked a good question. Paul, do you stay raw out of fear of cooked or processed foods, or are you consciously and joyfully choosing this path? I
Well,
thought that was an
no,
interesting question.
I don't stay raw out of any fear. Like, because I didn't get into this space out of fear. I didn't get into this space because I was sick. I didn't get into this space because I was fat. I was actually pushed into this space. I don't stay raw out of fear. Like, I wasn't always raw. Before I did the 5 years raw, I did 2 years alkaline before that. And I'm also one of those people. I didn't go through the junk vegan phase. Like,
Mm.
when I got, went through what I went through, I went to straight, eating whole foods, and I wasn't eating, the vegan pizzas or impossible burgers or the Oreo cookies, even though I've had them, but it wasn't like a phase where I was, an unhealthy vegan, or I was trying to make up, for meat and the stuff that I left. And I'm also one of those people, like, if I notice something works or something is good for me, I'm gonna do it over and over, because I want to look good and I want to feel good and think good and be the best version of myself. And in the process of me learning all those stuff that I was learning, I went from the, spiritual awakening to going vegan to relapsing and then going vegan again and then going alkaline. And in my process of going alkaline, that's when I went through the process of practicing celibacy for 3 years and throwing away my TV and getting rid of all my friends and started reading and meditating heavy and all those stuff. And in that process, I started experimenting with my own body, because I'm watching all these videos, people saying this or raw or alkaline or fruitarian. I'm like, okay, I want to see for myself. Like, let's do a water fast. Let's do a fruit fast. Do this, And I went through the phases where I did fruits for 6 months. I did a water fast for 40 days. I did 180 days high water content. I did a bunch of stuff where I noticed, while I'm going back and forth, whether from alkaline and cook into raw, into fruits, into juicing, into water. And I'm like, damn, I like the way I operate when I'm, because when I'm eating raw, because I'm not about to be an extremist. I'm not about to go to the edge, off the wall and become a breatharian, because I tell people, I came here to have a human experience and I'm going to enjoy it. You know what I mean? And I got taste buds and a booty hole for a reason, so we supposed to eat. Like, so we're not about to be no breatharian. We gonna eat, like. And I'm not about to be one of those people. I go to Jamaica and I see the Rasta got a nice little vegan soup, and I'm like, nah, I'm real vegan. I'm not gonna have that. Nah, we gonna have the soup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not too firm and too strict,
Yeah.
but I also know I'm able to do that because I've practiced the back and forth of being able to have this and not be addicted to it enough to the point where I'm unable, to go back. Like, I can go have a cooked meal, and next thing you know, the next 2 years, it don't bother me, or I'm not waking up every day. Oh yeah, I need that little fix, that little heat that I just got.
Mm,
Like, so,
mm.
I
Know
don't.
thyself. Know
Yeah, so
thyself.
yeah, so it's not about fear. I just
Mm.
know me, like,
Yes, know thyself. Very important. Because
Very.
some people they broke free from the chain of addiction, whereas they can have a warm soup in the winter if they're freezing cold. The soup is healthy, it's homemade. There's no. So we had a crazy comment, Paul. Somebody,
Mhm.
did I miss? construe something you said? Because somebody wrote, it's good to, let me find it. It was so fucking weird. Hold on. We got a weird ass comment
Oh,
that
oh, no,
said,
I'm used to the weirdos. I done got to the point now where they only could reach me through love. Like if this
no,
was
no,
a
no.
year ago or 2 years ago, I would have been responding to trolls and everything.
No,
Like,
no, I don't know what they wrote. Listen to this. Greetings, everyone. It's nice to know that salt is hydrating. Now, did you say, did I not hear? Did my internet break off for a
nah,
second? Did you say salt is hydrating?
I did say when we were speaking about dialysis to tell people to stay off of the salt
Off of the
because
salt.
the kidneys will receive it, as hydrating. Not that, oh, if you dump a bucket of salt in your mouth, it's gonna make you feel hydrated, and keep you running. But I definitely get why
Well,
um why,
you
why
said
that
the
person says that.
kidneys receive it as hydration, but like, I mean, salt is pretty dehydrating to the body, right? Correct? We agree on that?
I mean, it depends on how it's consumed. Like if you make
Okay.
a meal and you throw a bunch of salt in there, yes, it's gonna be dehydrating to the body. But if you add it to water, it's gonna be hydrating to the body.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
it's like a two-way street when it comes to salt. Like,
Okay, yeah, because somebody right now is putting salt on their French fries, and they're like,
and
Paul said,
and
it's for
also
my
not your table
kidney.
salt that you have at your house. Like it has to be some form of mineral sea salt that
Yeah,
will
yeah.
do that. Like,
Okay, so do you do protein powder, Paul?
no, I do not do protein powder because I also feel like there's a lot of stuff that they putting in protein powder that
Mm-hmm.
the body don't need. And if you need protein, why not just eat some hemp seeds or eat an avocado or have some kale or have some mushrooms or have some guava or
Or
have
eat
some
any fucking
some
thing on this planet.
some walnuts. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, like all those things that I name they contain all nine essential amino acids, which makes a complete protein. And a lot of people, we've been so programmed to think that protein is the most important thing that we need. You can literally take this AC that's next to me and say it has 100 protein. It has a lot of protein, and people will eat it. Like.
Do you take any supplements, Paul?
I don't take any supplements. I say my food that I eat gives me everything, but also it depends on what do you call supplements.
Oh, like chemically synthetic, like vitamin B12, vitamin D,
I mean,
iron.
is chemically synthetic? No, but a B12 is not something that has to be chemically synthetic because a lot of people believe that nature don't provide B12. You either have to get it from a animal product or something synthetically
Yes.
produced, but nature naturally, provides B12. Like I have butternut squash in my fridge. That's B12. Like, and most root vegetables that is grown from the ground like contain B12.
So you don't take a B12 supplement? No.
No.
Have you ever?
No.
Do you
I've never been through the unhealthy vegan phase. Like,
mm, do you okay, I promise I'm almost done. Sorry,
oh
I
no,
just have I have
I'm
certain
chilling.
questions
I'm
I have to
chilling.
ask.
Like
Thank
I'm
you.
chilling. Like
I have certain
when
questions.
you mess when I lock this in, I make sure I cleared time and space. So
Thank
you
you.
know.
Now, everyone has questions, but I have my questions, guys. Okay, book an interview with Paul. You'll get your questions answered. Now, my question is, I'm just curious. So, I lost my train of thought. Ugh. Okay, so you don't take any supplements. Oh, yeah. Do you believe in blood? Do you get like checkups, blood tests? Do you believe in that kind of stuff? What's your
I
thoughts on blood
mean, I
tests?
believe every blood in your body belongs in your body, but
Mm.
if something occurs with you, I'm not an extremist and gonna tell you like, yeah, you just you're not breathing. Don't go to the hospital. You broke a leg. Don't go to the hospital. Nah, I'm not one of those people that's kind of like me. I broke my ankle on New Year's Eve. I went and got surgery, even though I know, certain herbs like comfrey and a bunch of stuff that I could have taken, to heal the
Mm.
process. But I know my thing was dislocated and broken in three places. And another for me to get it put back in alignment, I had to go through that process. And for them to put me through that process, I had to get an EKG for them to read my blood to check if I have STDs and a bunch of other stuff. So I naturally went through that process, and I wasn't in my word like, yeah, I'm so holistic healer and I'm not about to do that. Nah, I did it and I shared the whole process online, like, because it's a lot of people, that's eating for titles, or that done turned the way that they eating into a religion and don't want to operate outside of their religion, even if their life is on a line, which is why every here and there you might hear, oh, so and so is fruitarian and this and that, and they passed out, like, cause did you go to the hospital to get checked? Like, you didn't look in the mirror and see, like, yo, there's a certain, nutrient that you're not receiving. Like, you so gunna hold on what you on right now. I'm a breatharian, I'm a juicearian, and you like stop. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like everything that we have here, we're naturally supposed to have it here. If it wasn't supposed to have it, it wouldn't be here. It's just up to us to make sure that we use them wisely. Hospitals are here for a reason. Take advantage of them.
Yes, great point, Paul. There's like 4 or 5 fruitarian, like raw vegan people that I know of in the last like decade or so that have passed away. And first of all of them have either been anorexic or on a dry fast or had bacterial infections and they refused to do the responsible thing. I mean, like the last fruitarian that passed away, his name was Mango Wadzak. Because the girls that passed away there were anorexic. They not fruitarian or raw vegan, right? The
Mhm.
anorexic. But Mango Wadzak, he had a gum infection for 30 years. He had diarrhea for 30 years. Like, come on. At some point, Paul said, like his ankle
Like,
dislocated. Go to the fucking
don't you,
hospital.
that at some point you gotta be like, yo, like you can't let the label fruitarian become your god, and you feel like like,
You
like
have to, because God gave you this, you have to use it. And like Paul
yeah,
said, God gave you a mouth and an asshole, so you should
I'm
use
just
it.
eating.
Paul,
That's why you got
I will
taste
never,
buds.
I will never forget that. Taste buds and an asshole. Listen, that's it. That's why I'm not breatharian. Because fruit is too good.
It don't make
Fruit
sense
is,
to me.
it don't make sense.
It don't make sense. You came here to have a human experience. You have ears, you listen. You have a mouth, you talk. You have eyes, you see. You have a part of your tongue that tastes salt and sour and bitter and sweetness. So you mean to tell me you're going to honor the fact that you're a human and you're not going to taste a fruit and go,
Mm,
good? Nah. So you haven't taken a dookie in the last 20 years? Like, come on, bro. Like, that's not right.
so true. So true. Okay. Thank you so much, Paul. What is the last question? You've been so amazing. Guys, check out Paul's Instagram. I'll leave everything below. I'm going to put this on YouTube right after this. Check out Paul's Law. If you don't know, if you're not following him, I'm sure you are, but if you're not, he's amazing. What is the best advice? This is my last question. What is the best advice you have ever received or
Ooh,
heard or
I
heard?
think this might be the best question I've ever been asked so far. Like I've done a few podcasts. What is the best advice I've ever received? This is something I actually have to think about.
Yeah.
What is the best advice I've ever received?
Or anything you've heard, best advice you've heard, if you didn't personally receive it.
Hmm. I would say the best advice I've ever received was an advice that I received from myself.
Mm.
I've learned that to fuck up. That's the best advice I've given to myself. Like, bro, go out there and fuck up as much as you can, right? Because I believe that's what's gotten me to this process into where I am now. I was in a space of my life where I was, in a lot of people's eyes, not in my eyes, a major fuck up. And while being a major fuck up, I learned a whole lot fucking up. And I've learned that if I'm able to say fuck it and fuck up while doing stuff that's detrimental to me, man, it changed my life when I started saying fuck it and allowing myself to fuck up doing the things that is beneficial for me. So now I'm on the side of things where I'm fucking up on a good side of things. All the things that's good for me, all the things that can make me better, I don't think twice about it. I'm questioning, I'm just doing it. I'm fucking up as I go. Because a lot of us got the programming where we're unable to receive love, and we open our arms to hate. Somebody could walk down the street and come up to you and say, I hate you. And you're like, well, fuck you. I hate you too. And somebody could come up to you and say, like, yo, I love you. And you're like, who are you to love me? You're not receiving the love, but you were so freely and accessible, to receiving the hate. So that correlates in your life also. You find yourself, you find it hard for you to do the things that is beneficial for you, and everything that is detrimental to your well-being, the foods that you're eating, the drinking, the smoking, all the things that is killing you, you do it without question and effort. But all the stuff that make you better, you turn into a scientist and want to research. So I'm at the point of my life where the best advice I've received and given to myself is, you on the right side, now go ahead and fuck up, don't question nothing.
I love it. Guys, watch this one again. Cause Paul dropping like knowledge and you're just missing it because it's too much. Watch this again. Watch this again. And everybody in the comments, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, everyone really loved this interview. So do me a favor, give this a like and leave a comment down below on the replay if you enjoyed this. And maybe we'll do this again, Paul. You are amazing. Thanks so much for the time. Thanks for your knowledge.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate taking the time, because I probably would have been somewhere trying to be busy and being creative. A lot of times, you just need to relax and kick it with somebody and exchange some good energy. So I greatly appreciate it. And whenever you want to run it back, anytime, it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Paul. We'll do this again. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And thanks for everything you're doing and everything you're sharing and stepping out and fucking up. Because
Yeah,
you know what? That's so fucking true. Because actually, the only people that are making mistakes are people doing things. That's number one. That's number one. So, like, sometimes I'll make a mistake and people will criticize me, but like, I'm making mistakes because I'm
I
doing
made a
something.
mistake. You didn't
Because
make a
I'm
mistake because you
doing
ain't do
things.
nothing. Like,
Exactly. And then also you could fuck up on the wrong side, but you could fuck up on the right
on the
side. And
right
that's
side.
just,
Exactly.
that was good. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. You're amazing. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
You're amazing also. I appreciate
Thank you
you.
so much. Bye, guys. Bye, Paul.